Are you someone who thinks that a biblical worldview should be running our country? Are you someone that thinks speaking at the League of the South and whistling Dixie is a good idea? A hate group, by the way. Are you somebody who just believes that white nationalism is the future of this country and that we should worry more about who our kin are than universal human rights? Wink, wink. I think I winked with both eyes. Wink, wink. There we go. Well, then you too could be the Republican nominee for Attorney General in Maryland. See, this story here, I have to tell you, is about how a party is going completely effing nuts. The Republican Party once rejected extremists like Michael Peroutka, pierogi, I don't really give a shit what his name is, based in Maryland, right outside of DC, sort of an interesting place for a guy that's so right-wing that he wants to live in diverse areas. I love that about them. They never want to live off in these sort of rural areas where they claim to love. But in any case, I digress. Michael Peroutka has run for office on the Constitution Party banner many times before because the Constitution Party was an accepted crazy party of people that were religious, wingnuts, lunatics, white supremacists. They openly said it, as Mike Peroutka has openly said it and openly allied himself with groups like the League of the South that once wrote that black people have never done anything to approximate a production in civilization. Nice group of people. Now he's the Republican nominee for Attorney General. Again, this was a guy that wouldn't be accepted, was not accepted, even in a growing crazy Republican Party, even in a Republican Party of Newt Gingrich and Sarah Palin. He was a guy that was just too far to the extreme in the 90s and the 2000s. But as this party became more and more of just a base of lunatics, of people we talk about here every day, of people who were seditionists, who violently attacked our Capitol and are now being nominated for office as Republicans all over the country, people that believe that there are sexually transmitted demons and that make up stories about young girls being trafficked while they work in porn shops. That was also in Maryland, by the way. Not having a good week. So that they're arrested. Oh my God, people like Lauren Boebert who ditch their car with their kid in it after they crash while they're off-roading. I mean, obviously this could just go on and on and on, so I'm not going to have this be a 20-minute video. But Michael Peroutka in every way is somebody that used to be excluded from mainstream discourse because he's an open white nationalist. He is David Duke. Not David Duke without the baggage, like Steve Scalise once called himself back in the day. David Duke with the baggage. Openly saying Dixie at this group gathering, openly talks about the superiority of whites and white civilization. And he is now a Republican nominee for statewide office in Maryland. Again, a guy that would have been rejected and not allowed anywhere near that kind of a position as recently as maybe 15 years ago. And that's not to say the Republican Party was sane then. They were crazy then. It was 2008, almost 15 years ago. They nominated Sarah Palin to be vice president. It's just that they at least had some slight standards like, don't Heil Hitler and don't say that whites are superior to blacks and, little things like that. This is no longer active. This is who the base is. This is the military wing of a political party. Maybe he doesn't know his role. These are the people that inspire attacks in Buffalo and the Tree of Life Synagogue, Highland Park, by Trump fans and other right-wing fans of Proud Boys and Oath Keepers and every other lunatic group in the Republican Party. Again, know the name Michael Peroutka, or Peroutka, however you pronounce it. Again, I don't much care. I do care about his views. I do care about the fact that he's a major party nominee. He will likely get his arse kicked in a competitive election. It is Maryland, after all. They can elect Larry Hogan, who's one of the 5 moderate Republicans left. This guy probably won't get very far, but it doesn't matter. They're sending a message. What he will say as he's in debates and he has the media paying attention to him during this campaign will be damaging. It will inspire violence. It will harm our republic further. He'll repeat disinformation. He'll lie about elections being rigged. I can't fathom anybody voting Republican anymore. So really get your family members to know who these people are. I talk about them every day here on the Takedown with Cliff Schechter. Please subscribe if you haven't. Please share this video, share others with people you know. Give me some likes if you can in the comments and let me know what you're thinking. I'd love to respond and interact. We got to save this country. It's on us, because certainly the Republican Party couldn't give two shits about it. Thanks, guys.